Hello, everybody. Welcome back once again to Command Point. And today, Shane, we're going to be talking about the new Corsair Voidscarred Kill Team from the Nachmund box. So let's get into it.
Yeah, I gotta say, I am so excited for this team specifically. Something about like Eldar pirates just is cool to me. I don't know why, but
They are they're definitely really cool.
you start basically. The kill team itself has access to their faction Tac Ops as well as recon and seek and destroy. Before I get into the models, all of the whole team gets access to the Eldari Raiders ability, which basically means that they all get a free dash during the activation, which is an amazing ability. So basically, you get one Void Scarred Thalarch operative, and that's your leader. Basically, your Exarch type. And then you get 8 Corsair Void Scarred operatives selected from the following list. So there's the basic warrior, a gunner, a heavy gunner, a Starstorm duelist, a Kernite hunter, a shade runner, a Kurnathi, a fate dealer, a wayseeker, and a soul weaver. So that right there, outside of the basic one, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 choices. So presumably one of these gets left out on your team.
Yeah.
And it is worth noting that you cannot take a gunner and a heavy gunner in the same team. So there you go. The choice just became pretty easy. Whichever one you don't take of those two is going to be the one of the special operatives that will get left out. Unless, of course, one of these ends up being worse than just the basic warrior, which who knows. Um, so I guess should we start with? Okay, we got the psychic powers on the next page, but we'll run it back to that once we
Yeah.
get to the psyker. Past that, we've got the strategic plays. And do you want to start us with the first strategic play?
Yes, so this is Plunderers. Select up to 3 friendly Corsair Voidscarred operatives. Each of those operatives can immediately perform a free dash action. Okay, are we doubling up on dash actions here or what? My goodness. When doing so, if the mission you are playing has any objective markers that are not being carried by operatives, each selected operative must end their dash action closer to the nearest objective marker. So
So
they're,
you just have to finish closer.
yeah,
Like it could be 0.1 closer by the
yeah,
end of it all.
yeah.
Huh.
I think that's, gosh, this team is already so mobile, but this is very nice. There's a reason why you can only select 3.
Yeah, already there's a potential for a 15-inch move at the start,
Like
right?
the sound
Because
of that.
kind of getting Pathfinder vibes from that.
Mm-hmm.
So moving on to the next strategic play, this is called Rapid Strike. Until the end of the turning point, each time a friendly Corsair Void Scarred operative fights in combat, in the roll attack dice step of that combat, if you are the attacker and the target is not ready, you can select one of your normal hits to be retained as a critical hit. So this is something we should clarify right now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and the target is not ready. That means that if you're fighting a model that has already activated, because if they haven't activated yet, they're considered to be ready. Basically, if you're fighting a model that's already gone, you can select one of your normal hits to be retained as a critical hit instead. I don't think we've seen a lot of things that interact this way.
No, I think this is probably the first instance of that.
So this is better, presumably against teams that you have more activations. Then you're going to get more use out of it that way. Pretty interesting. Not sure how good it is off the at a first glance.
All right, so the next one we have up here is Outcasts for 1 CP. Until the end of the turning point, each time a friendly Corsair Voidscarred operative fights in combat or makes a shooting attack in the roll attack dice step of that combat or shooting attack, if it is more than 6 inches from friendly operatives, if you retain any critical hits, you can select one of your failed hits to be retained as a successful normal hit.
Ooh,
Okay,
so
there's,
it's like DACA,
yeah,
but like different. I mean, it's based
yeah,
on how far you are from your own friendly
yeah.
guys.
So this is rewarding you for kind of spreading out your kill team.
With 9 models, I think that's doable, especially because you have to consider that like you'll have a gunner, you'll have like a sniper, and
Yep,
they'll be back, right?
yep.
Huh,
They,
interesting.
yeah, you're already so mobile with this team. You're going to want to be spreading out those operatives all over the board anyway. So I think that's good.
So the next up is Eldari Agility. So until the end of the turning point for 1 CP, each time a friendly Corsair Voidscarred operative is activated, it can use its Eldari Agility. If it does so, it cannot fight or shoot during that activation, but when it dashes, falls back, or normal moves, it can move an additional 1 inch. So interesting. You could be moving 7 inches, dashing 4 inches for free, and then doing like a mission action.
Yeah.
Basically, just move very fast, and you don't have to do it either.
Yeah, Voidscarred go fast.
Pretty straightforward. And then we have the tactical plays. So first we have opportunistic fighters. Use this tactical play when an enemy operative performs a fallback action. Before it moves, that enemy operative suffers D3 mortal wounds for each friendly Corsair Voidscarred operative within engagement range of it. I don't know how often you'll be seeing enemies fall back from your models. I suppose it's a thing that can happen. And the fact that it's for each operative with an engagement range, I mean, eventually somebody's going to play a thing where they take like 2d3 mortal wounds for
Yeah.
falling back. So that's decent.
Next up here we have Light Fingers. Use this tactical ploy during a friendly Voidscarred operative's activation. Until the end of that activation, that operative can perform for free either one mission action or the pickup action, even if it is within engagement range of an enemy operative. I think that's huge.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that. I
this
mean,
is really good.
yeah, like instead of having to like with Wormblade, you spend a CP so that your whole team for that turn can do like mission actions for one less or pick up for one less. This just lets you do it. Wow, actually, this is really good
Yeah, this is
because
insane.
obviously it's a tactical play, but and it only happens to one guy. But it's not you do a mission action for one less. You just do it for free. So even if
Yeah,
it's a 2 APL mission action with light fingers, you just do it for free.
yeah,
That's crazy strong. Wow. That's good because I know they can take recon. So there's definitely like you can move dash up onto a vantage point and do vantage for free.
yeah, and you're getting that
Wow.
free dash already.
Yeah, that's really good. So like you can move, dash, mission action for free, and then shoot something. Do a 2 APL mission action. Wow.
I love this team. This team is gonna be so good.
So next up, there is Deadly Ambush. All these tactics are 1 CP, so I don't want to keep saying 1 CP. So Deadly Ambush. Use this tactical play after an enemy operative finishes an action in which it moved. Select one friendly Corsair Voidscarred operative that is not within engagement range of an enemy operative. That friendly operative can immediately perform a free charge action, but can only move up to 3 inches and must finish that move within engagement range of that enemy operative. So like you can cut off any model that finishes a move within 4 inches of any of your guys because a 3 inch charge, then you got the extra inch for engagement range. If your opponent wants to move and then shoot something, and they like you really don't want that shot to happen, if they move within 4 inches of any of your models, you can just pop Deadly Ambush and charge them and just stop. So I really like that.
Yeah.
Oh, this team has some great plays.
Yeah. Lastly, we have One Step Ahead, which, honest to God, it just feels like this whole team is one step ahead. Use this tactical ploy at the end of the initiative phase of the first turning point. You can redeploy up to 2 friendly Corsair Voidscarred. They must be set up wholly within your deployment zone, and you can change their order. Oh my
Ooh,
God,
that's great.
these ploys are so good.
So this is really good if you're defender.
Yeah.
Presumably, if you're attacker, there's not too much reason to do this unless you spot something that your opponent's doing after like their ploys.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I really like that. I mean, this is the first time we've seen like a redeploy strat in this
Yeah.
game, which those are really good in 40k.
Yeah, I play
As you know.
Ultramarines in 40k, and they have a 2 CP stratagem that allows you to redeploy 3 units. But yeah, so I'm a big fan of the redeploy. This team, just looking at its plays, it's so reactive.
Oh yeah,
It's
I like
so
that.
reactive, and that's such a big advantage in this game. All right.
I'm a huge fan of that playstyle. So there's the ploys. This team just fantastic plays all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Which actually, that could be a problem if you have too many good plays because what are you going to spend all your CP on, right?
That is true. That is true. I
Um,
mean, there are other teams that are just going to be like crying in the corner looking at this,
yeah,
but
yeah. So I guess let's look at the models, starting with the basic Void Scarred Warrior. So the chassis is 3 circle movement, 2 APL, 4 up save, and 8 wounds. So decent model, decent chassis. A little bit fragile, but yeah. And you can arm this guy with either a shuriken pistol and power weapon, okay,
All
or
right.
a shuriken rifle and fist. So right off the bat, the basic guy on this team has more melee capabilities than almost the entire Craft World Compendium team. Um, so I guess let's take a look. Power weapons, we know what those are. The shuriken pistol, we know what that does. But they can also take a shuriken rifle and fists alternatively. So the shuriken rifle is a bolt gun with rending, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the unique action, take aim, for 1 APL. So you can, until the end of the turning point, you spend an APL. Until the end of the, or not until the end of the turning point, but until the end of this operative's activation, the shuriken rifle that this operative is equipped with gains the balanced special rule. And it can't do this if it's within 3 inches of an enemy operative. So considering you get a free dash, you could like dash, take aim, and then shoot your rifle. And then you've got a pretty good range profile right there. So I like that. I like the flexibility of being able to do that, I think. And then do you want to take the gunner?
Yeah, so the gunner can take either a blaster or a shredder or the shuriken pistol that we just talked about. That's basically it. The blaster obviously is
So
so
good.
good. So good. 4 attacks hitting on 3s, damage 5-6 with AP2. If
Oof.
you're playing Kill Team, you want to take weapons on models that have AP. And man, yeah. Just a good model.
Yeah.
Nothing
I mean
fancy.
the shredder is good because it has blast, but I think most of the time you'd still rather have the blaster. Like you want to be able
Right.
to eliminate key targets. This weapon feels like it should have 6-inch range, but it just doesn't.
Yeah. It's
It
a
was
unlimited range melt-a-gun.
yes, without the mortal wounds, but who cares?
Who cares? Yeah.
So, keeping in mind that you have to choose between a gunner and a heavy gunner, I'll take a look at the heavy gunner right now. So, same chassis, but the options are the Shuriken Cannon, which is 5 shots on 3s, 4-5, with fusillade, heavy, and unwieldy, and rending, or the Wraith Cannon, which is 4 shots on 3s, damage 6-3, AP2, heavy, unwieldy, mortal wounds 4.
Wolf.
So obviously, you look at these and you say it's an APL2 model. You see unwieldy and you think, okay, never going to use that. But with the Eldari Raiders ability, you get a free dash. So this actually ends up working the same exact way as any heavy weapon would for an APL2 model. Just like with fringe cases where like if you get stunned, it technically won't work. The thing about it is like the Wraith Cannon looks great. I don't know if it's much better than the blaster though to justify not having 6-inch movement. Like the
Yeah.
blaster can go 9 inches and shoot.
Yeah.
The Wraith cannon or the Shuriken cannon for that matter can go 3 inches and shoot. And like, yeah, the Wraith cannon's stronger, but it's only one. It's got the mortal wound for it, which is great. But is it that much stronger? It's 6-7 effectively, whereas the blaster is 5-6. And they both have AP2.
Yeah, me personally, I'm going with the regular gunner with a blaster every time over the Wraith Cannon heavy gunner. This
Mm-hmm.
team, it wants to move fast. If you're telling me that I can either take a model that moves fast and can one shot like basically most things in the game versus a model that can only move 3 inches and can like easily be played around, I'm gonna go with the mobile one every time. Like it seems pretty obvious to me.
Yeah, I mean, unless you've got just an absolutely amazing vantage point that just sees all in your
Yeah.
drop zone, then yeah, I would go with the blaster.
I mean, you could put them like basically in a Overwatch position, not to like confuse people, but just like looking at like a center objective or something,
Yeah,
like, and then just have them like sit there the whole game and then dare your opponent to come out. But it's like, why
maybe
bother?
against like elite teams,
Yes.
which
Oh,
you know,
coincidentally enough,
yeah.
there's
Uh, there's another elite team in the box of
it's
this
in the
team,
same
so
box. Yeah. Hey, look at that.
So yeah, I agree though. Most of the time you go with the blaster. Let's move on to the Voidscarred Starstorm Duelist. So this guy, he's the double pistol guy. He's got a fusion pistol and a shuriken pistol, and then fists. So he's got the quick on the trigger ability. This basically means that he can do the pistol barrage and shoot actions, which we'll talk about that. He can do that within engagement range of an enemy operative.
Ooh, nice.
Um, but you have to select the guy that you're in engagement range with. So pistol barrage is a 1 AP ability. So you make a shooting attack with the fusion pistol and make a shooting attack with the shuriken pistol in any order. And it's treated as a shoot action. Presumably, I read this as you can do 2 different targets with each one of the shooting attacks because they're 2 different shooting attacks. Maybe not though, because it is 1 shoot action. I have no idea. At the moment, I'd have to look at some of the core rules again. But you can't do it if you have a conceal order. But the fact that it's 1 AP, I mean, you'll always do this instead of shooting, I think. And you can move, dash for free. So you have a 9-inch threat range plus the range of each of these pistols. And you can do it in melee. So you could like charge and shoot too.
Oh my god, you're right. Yeah.
So really good. Really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, imagine charging 2 guys and then doing pistol barrage and shooting them both like consecutively.
Super cool.
Okay.
Next
I
up,
want to take that bird guy.
yeah, the Birdman, the Kernite Hunter. So he's just kind of your basic guy, except he has a bird. I'm not gonna try and pronounce the species
Falchu?
of bird. Yeah, sure, whatever. Select one enemy operative with a conceal order that is visible to this operative and roll 1d6, adding 1 to the result for each of the following. The enemy operative is within 6 inches of this operative. That enemy operative is not ready. That enemy operative is not within an inch of heavy cover. On a 6-up until the end of the turning point, friendly Corsair Voidscarred operatives treat that enemy operative as if it has an engage order. This operative cannot perform this action if it is within engagement range of an enemy operative.
So it's like the spotter,
Yeah.
but way worse.
Yes.
A lot of the time, you're not going to be getting all 3 of those buffs. I'd say most of the time, you're not going to be getting all 3 of those buffs.
Mm-hmm.
You can probably get the not ready one if you wait a little bit. But then it's like, sometimes the spotter wants to do their thing right at the top of the round. So, and then if they're within heavy cover, within an inch of heavy cover, I mean, that's another thing to worry about. Like, that's out of your control, really.
Yeah.
And then within 6 inches, I mean, this guy doesn't. How close does he want to be? I guess he does have a power weapon.
Does this bird not have wings? Like it's very limited with what it can do, and it almost looking at it, it gives me pause as to it's like, do I just want to take one of the normal Voidscarred and with a rifle over this
Maybe.
guy? Like something to think about.
So,
Definitely a cool looking model though.
and then we've got the Voidscarred Shade Runner, who's got he's the coolest looking guy for me. I love the way this guy looks.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the cloak and stuff, and he's got daggers. So he comes fresh with a shuriken pistol, throwing blades, which are 4 shots on 3s, damage 2/4, range 6, and silent, and Hakatari blades, which are a melee weapon, 4 attacks on 3s, damage 3/5, lethal 5, relentless. And he's got the unique action slicing attack for 1 AP. So basically, you perform a free normal move with this operative. You select one enemy operative this operative moved within engagement range of during that move. You roll 1 attack dice as if you're fighting in combat, and it can be re-rolled as a result of the relentless special rule. And if the result is a successful hit, you can immediately strike. So you can hit and run a guy. I don't know why you wouldn't just charge. I mean, I guess you can do this from farther away.
Yeah, it seems to me it's like you can, in a niche instance, you can get a bit of chip damage off and then
Yeah.
follow up with another model, but
And it's the melee profile is not great. I mean, it's lethal 5
no.
relentless.
Yeah.
But 3/5 is not blowing anybody's mind, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
Presumably, you're allowed to move within engagement range with the slicing attack move. Although I'm sure somebody out there will argue that you can't, but that's clearly the point. Not sure how strong that is. So next we've got the Kurnathi. Do you want to take that one?
Yeah, so the Karnathi is armed with a shuriken pistol and dual, as in two, power weapons. So
Ooh.
4 attacks, hitting on 3s, damage 4/6 with lethal 5 and relentless. They have an ability called Bladed Stance. Each time this operative fights in combat in the resolve successful hit steps of that combat, you can resolve one successful hit before the attacker. If you do so, that successful hit must be used to parry.
Okay. So it's like the duelist, like Locust kind of.
Yeah,
Um, it's a relentless power weapon. That's really good.
really good.
So this guy, he's just a melee beast.
Yeah.
That's his thing. That's his whole thing, and I like that. This is a really good model.
I know what I want to do with this model. That's
Yeah,
melee.
exactly. Next up, we have the Voidscarred Fate Dealer, and this is the sniper guy, of which most bespoke teams seem to have one. So he gets the Ranger long rifle, which is like the Ranger gun from the compendium, but better because it's Mortal Wound 3. 4 shots on 2s, 3/3, heavy, silent, Mortal Wound 3. And then he's got pistol and fists. So he has a camo cloak, which means if it's in cover when it's getting shot at, you can retain an additional dice for cover. That's really good. And he has the take aim ability that works for his Ranger long rifle, so he gets balanced. With the free dash, you could still dash for free, use take aim, and then shoot the Ranger long rifle. You'll always basically have take aim on it because of that, unless you're like stunned or something. But yeah, this is an extremely strong model. He's just going to sit and cover and ruin your whole day, one model at a time. And we have seen these snipers are very good. So definitely gonna be an auto take. And outside of that, we've got the Wayseeker, which is the Psyker, right?
Yep.
Do you want to talk about him? And
Yeah.
I'll go to the Psyker powers once you're done.
Sure. So, the Wayseeker has a Witch Staff, which gives you 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, damage 3/5. It's a melee weapon. For the unique actions, he can cast psychic powers. So, Shane, over to you.
Okay. So this is kind of like how the Heretic Psyker can potentially do 2 powers. And on a 1 or 2 on the second power, you just suffer mortal wounds. But on a 3 up, you can do it. So this guy has 4 psychic abilities, and I really, really like them. Most Psykers have 3, so I'm surprised this guy has 4.
I mean, I'm not. He's an Eldari, so.
Yeah. But even like the Warp Coven sorcerers only get 3. Okay. So Lightning Strike. This is the first one. This is a ranged shooting attack. 4 shots on 3s, damage 4/5 with AP 1. That's it. It's just real good. I like that, obviously. Not much to not like about that shooting attack. And then there's the Warding Shield. So you select one friendly Corsair Voidscarred operative visible to and within 6 inches of this operative until the end of the turning point. That operative has a 3-up invulnerable save. A 3-up invulnerable.
So
Wow.
good.
You don't see that. That's the first time we've seen a 3-up invuln in this edition.
I think so, yeah.
That's fantastic. And then there's the Freezing Grasp power. Select one enemy operative visible to this operative until the end of the turning point. Subtract circle from that enemy operative's movement characteristic, and it cannot perform the dash action. It's like a super slow, basically. You can only move 4 inches. You can't dash. If you're a slow model, you can only move 2 inches, and you can't dash, so good luck. This is like the photon grenades that Tau have. I think it's the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Except you don't have to roll for it. You just look at a guy and do it.
Nice.
Warpfold. So this is the last power. Select one other friendly Corsair Voidscarred operative visible to and within 6 inches of this operative. That friendly operative and this operative can both drop. Well, they do both drop any objective markers that they're carrying. That friendly operative then swaps positions with this operative.
Whoa.
You remove them both from the kill zone and set them back up in their new positions. So this is cool. This is kind of like the the Warp Coven portal, except
Yeah.
this one, you're allowed to move after you do it. Whereas with the Warp Coven one, the guy that you swap with can't move later. And on top of that, you've got a free dash that you get on top of it. So, oh, that's so good. You can you can swap, you can move up to a tower or a vantage point, swap places with a guy that's in cover, and then that guy can vantage because this team gets recon.
Oh yeah.
And on top of that, there's like, you can use this to move like a sniper or a heavy weapon that can't otherwise go very far. And now that heavy weapon is going like, an extra 6 inches potentially.
Yeah.
That's really good. Man, this is my favorite psyker in the game.
Oh yeah.
Just looking at these powers, I love these powers. I don't know if it's the best psyker in the game, but just these powers are so cool to me. So I guess that was the Wayseeker.
Yep.
And you want to hit the Soul Weaver?
Sure. So the Soul Weaver is just armed with a shuriken pistol and power weapon. Her unique actions are Soul Channel for 1 AP. Select one Voidscarred operative visible to and within 6 inches of her. Add 1 to that operative's APL. This operative cannot perform this action if it is within engagement range of an enemy operative. So it just gives
Comms.
APL. Yeah, it's a comm specialist.
It's really good.
Soul Heal is the other unique action it has. It's a psychic action. Select one friendly Corsair operative visible to and within 6 inches of this operative. That operative regains D3 lost wounds. This operative, once again, cannot perform this action twice during its activation, but cannot perform this action if it is within engagement range of an enemy operative. That's some weird wording.
It can perform it twice.
Oh, it can. Okay.
So that's pretty good. So it's like a medic. It doesn't have the medic ability, but it has the heal.
Yeah.
You can medic or be a comms with this guy or both.
Yeah.
So I really like that. And honestly, it's cool that the heal, unlike with the other medics, most other medics, their heal is within 1 inch. This guy can heal from 6 inches away. So that's pretty cool. It's kind of like the Warp Coven heal, except weaker. But you can do it twice to like emulate the 2 APL or the 2D3 heal.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, we have the Thalarch, the leader. So he's got 9 wounds, obviously. That's the only major difference on the stat sheet. He can take a Neuro Disruptor or a Shuriken Pistol. So obviously, forget about the Shuriken Pistol. Take the Neuro. Or he could take a Shuriken Rifle, and he gets a power weapon that hits on 2s. So he has the Coordinated Strike ability. So what this basically is when you activate this guy, you can select one ready friendly Corsair Voidscar operative visible to and within 3 inches of him, and you can double activate. So that definitely is going to have its uses. Stuff like this is really powerful if you're using it correctly. And then he gets the take aim ability if he does take that Shuriken Rifle. Yeah, I'm really liking this team. You want to look at the equipment?
Sure.
I'll start from the top. We've got the Eternal Mantle for 2 equipment points. The operative gains the following ability for the battle. Each time a shooting attack is made against this operative, if the ranged weapon has the Torrent or Blast special rule, this operative is treated as having a save characteristic of 3 up for that shooting attack. Wow, that is so weird. Only if you're getting shot by Blast or Torrent, you get a 3 up save. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
There's not there's not enough models on the list that I'd be like particularly really scared of Blast.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Weird. So, Plasma Grenade?
Yeah, we got a Plasminade. People already know about the Plasminade.
Good. But it costs 3 for them, whereas for Craft Worlds it costs 2.
Well, I mean that's fair. This team is getting so much more.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'm not sweating over that. There's the Corsair Blade for 1 equipment point. It gives you a sword with 3 attacks, hitting on 3s, damage 3/4. Nothing special, but it's good for those models who don't have. It's actually it's priced really well at just 1 equipment point.
Yeah.
It's like if you have 1 equipment point left, just give it to whoever doesn't have one, and now that model is a pretty decent flex model.
Yeah, you give it to your gunner, for
Yep.
instance. You've got the ocular scanner. So this can be selected only once. So it's 2 equipment points. And you can do the following action during the battle. For 1 AP, you can do the ocular scan ability. So until the end of this operative's activation, the ranged weapons it is equipped with gain the no cover special rule. Interesting.
That's good.
You could probably give this to like the ranger guy, the
Yep.
sniper, perhaps. That
Yeah.
would be really strong.
So next up we have the Runes of Protection for 2 equipment points. Each time a shooting attack is made against this operative in the roll defense dice step of that shooting attack, if that shooting attack was made as a result of the manifest psychic power action, you can re-roll any or all of your defense dice.
Oh,
So every time you're playing against Warp Coven, you're going to be taking that. Every time you play
yeah.
against another Corsair team, you will definitely be taking that. Every time you're going against the new Legionary Kill Team, you're going to be taking that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, that's a lot better than like the mantle to protect against blast, I would say.
Yeah, and they're both priced the same. You can take them on whatever models you want, as many times as you want. So that's good. That's a really good equipment piece.
And next up, we've got Mist Field, which can be taken once for 3 equipment points, and it only goes on the leader. So they will gain the following ability if they take this Mist Field. While a friendly Corsair Voidscarred operative is within 2 inches of this operative, that operative has a 5-up invulnerable save. For 3
Nice.
points, I don't know. You know, because you've already got a 4-up save. A lot of the time against AP1, you might still want to use your 4-up save instead of a 5-up. I don't know.
The other thing with this is you have to be within a certain range of your Corsair leader, and with this
Yeah.
team, you're gonna want to be spread all over the board.
Yeah.
So how practical is it really? It might
I don't
be
know.
clutch, but it's not gonna be something to build around and a strategy to have for an entire game. I don't think.
Yeah, I would agree.
So next up we have the Lodestar Helm for 2 EP. Only the Wayseeker can take this. Um, so this,
Which is a psyker, right?
yes. So
Okay.
the second time this operative performs the manifest psychic power action in each of its activations, it does not suffer any mortal wounds as a result of rolling a 1 or 2. Note this does not allow you to select a psychic power to be resolved.
Okay, so you still fail, you just don't get hurt.
Yeah.
Because the unlike with the heretic or the legionary
Mm-hmm.
psyker, the Corsair psyker can just innately do the psychic power ability twice. They just potentially like they don't need to take equipment to do 2 psychic powers, but they still can hurt themselves if they fail on the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then the last one is the Pathfinder cloak. This can only be taken once, and it can only go to the sniper, the fate dealer. So basically, it just gives you like a perma conceal, regardless of any other rules. As long as you have a conceal order, vantage points don't take it away. So that's really good.
That
You're
is
going to take that
super good.
a lot.
Probably every game. Yeah.
Yeah, this also means that like an enemy spotter can't take away the conceal because this
Yeah.
says regardless of any other rules.
Yep.
Like, yeah, I like that a lot. And I guess all that's left to look at is their faction tac ops. Looking at the 3 faction tac ops, I guess let's take a look at the first one. So it's called Flawless Raid. You can reveal this tac op in the target reveal step of any turning point after the second, so third or fourth. If you had more victory points than your opponent at the start of the turning point, score on VP. And if you achieve the first condition at the start of the subsequent turning, okay, so you can really only do this turn 3 if you want to score 2 points on it.
Yeah.
But I guess like if you don't have more than what this is just win more.
This is literally win more.
There's no strategy to this. You're just if you're winning, here's some more points.
Yes. Yeah.
What?
I feel like so like in all in all seriousness, I think it's good.
I mean, yeah. So, okay. Here's what I can say about this. If you're taking this, do not take another tac op that only scores at the end of the game.
Yes.
Score Tac Ops that you can score early, like Vantage, like Recon Tac Ops. A lot of the time, you can like rack them up in the first 2 rounds, which is going to help you have a lead turn 3,
Mm-hmm.
which would then allow you to score more points and extend your lead. So, I mean, I guess that's how you approach it. There is some strategy to it, but man.
All right. So the next one we have here is Soul Guard. Reveal this tac op in the target reveal step of the first turning point. Each time a friendly Corsair Voidscarred operative is incapacitated, before it is removed from the kill zone, place one of your Spirit Stone tokens underneath the operative as close as possible to the center of its base. The pickup action can be performed upon your Spirit Stone tokens by friendly Corsair Voidscarred operatives. Operatives can carry any number of Spirit Stone tokens, and your Spirit Stone tokens can be picked up by friendly Corsair Voidsguard operatives while within engagement range of an enemy operative. At the end of the battle, if no friendly operatives have been incapacitated, you score 2 VPs. I would certainly hope so. Otherwise, at the end of the battle, if friendly operatives are carrying at least half of your Spirit Stone tokens, you score 1 VP. And at the end of the battle, if your friendly operatives are carrying all of your Spirit Stone tokens, you score 1 VP.
I can say for sure, don't take this with the other one because it scores at the end of the game.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. I mean, the fact that you can dash for free makes any kind of mission action or pickup like type of thing easier. So I like that. And you've got the silent, what is it called? Like silent fingers or something?
It's like light fingers or something, I
Light
think.
fingers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that is really helpful with this. I like this. I think it's actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
And then the last faction tac op is called Opportunists. Reveal this tac op in the target reveal step of the first turning point. Select 3 enemy operatives. Each time one of those enemy operatives is incapacitated, before it is removed from the kill zone, place one of your loot tokens underneath the operative as close as possible to the center of its base. The pickup action can be performed upon your loot tokens by friendly operatives. Operatives can carry any number of loot tokens. At the end of the battle, if friendly operatives are carrying 1 or more of your loot tokens, you score 1 VP. At the end of the battle, if friendly operatives are carrying 3 of your loot tokens, you score 1 VP. So again, this is end of the game, so don't use this with Flawless Raid. So basically, you kill 3 guys that you mark.
Yeah.
And then you pick up a thing that they drop. That's interesting. I don't know how good that is. 3
I
guys.
I feel like, yeah, like that's the thing. It's like you're going to be marking your targets, but like I feel like with the movement that this team has, it's definitely doable against most factions. I don't know. I think out of these 3, I think the taking recon and then just chaining that into flawless raid is the way to go. And like you said, if you're taking flawless raid, don't take either of these other 2 because it's end of game scoring. You want to have a lead
Yeah.
and then just kind of snowball just for already winning the game.
I mean, Soul Guard, I like Soul Guard more than Opportunists, I'll say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Flawless Raid seems great. I guess I don't know. This is an interesting team. I really like the way that this team's like. I feel like this team has like a lot of flavor. I just like the way that they seem like they play at first glance. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean they definitely do have a ton of flavor. Is it too much flavor? I feel like
No such thing.
no such yeah, there definitely is no such thing as too much flavor. What I mean by that is like, okay, is this team just like too good? Like
Well,
out of the gate? Well, when I
I
say
don't think
too
so.
good,
They've
like
only got 9 activations.
yes, that's the one thing with them is they all have or their 9 activations. Most of them only have like 2 APL, correct? Most if
Yeah,
not
well,
all of them.
effectively they kind of have 3 APL because of the free dash.
Yes.
But it's a bit more limiting than having 3 APL. And it is worth noting that the models themselves die very easily. I mean, 4 up save, 8 wounds. You can get invulns, but they're specific to either auras or psychic powers. I don't know. I really like this team though.
Yeah, I like them too. They are
I am
definitely super glass cannony. which is
Yeah.
what Eldar should be. They should be able to hit hard, potentially just like one-shot things, and be prone to dying, but be very fast-moving. So I want to play them.
Me too.
Yeah.
I really want to play them.
Well, that's about wraps it up for this video on the new Voidscarred Kill Team. Thank you guys for watching. Let us know what you guys think of this kill team in the comments down below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in supporting the channel and want some more exclusive and or early access to our kill team content, feel free to go ahead and check out our Patreon. Link to that in the description below. And as always, thank you very much to our supporters over on Patreon for keeping the channel going. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you all again in the next one.